Hello to all you wonderful weirdos out there. Welcome back to this playthrough experience that I am bringing to you here in the form of Fire Emblem: The Sacred Echoes. Last video, we accomplished 2/3 of the finale of this entire demake project. And now, all that's left is the true endgame. Together to the end. Celica, that's really you, right? May, everyone, you're safe! You have no idea how happy this makes me. Right back at you, sister! That chump Jeda's magic threw us all out of the tower. We had to fight our way back here. We were surrounded by terrorists and junk. I thought we were dead meat. It was a narrow victory, I must admit. But your friends are as strong as they are loyal, aunties. I owe them an eternal debt. They dug me out from the depths of despair and set me back onto my steed to fight on for you. Don't sell yourself short, Conrad. Without your directions, we'd have gotten lost faster than old Noma. I missed your jokes, May. Now let's finish this together, for the sake of Milla's last wish. And so, yep. I'm gonna see. Yep, the convoys have finally been combined. Thank goodness. And just so we are all aware here, and I'm not acting crazy. I do have another royal sword because it just so happened to be obtained from grinding. So yeah, we're fine. We're fine. There should have only been one in the first place, so I'm glad I was just able to, yeah. Sucks that the Regel shield have just been, like, reduced to absolutely nothing. Okay, so picking the 20 units we'll be going to take out into the fold. It's gonna be pretty easy. We're gonna have Celica to bring out the first two, and then next would be all of our cyclical growth units. Will be Faye, Tobin, Cliff, Gray, Delthea, and then on her side, it's going to be May, Hyas, Saber, Kamui, and Sonia. And then 8 of our choosing, depending on how useful everything's gonna be. Paula, Katria, and S are coming along, and so is Claire, Matilda, Clive, of course, Forsyth, and then let's see here. Tatiana for 4 and 5. Yep, here it is. And yeah, there's gonna be a decent amount of like weird things. And yep, here it is. The Mad God himself, Duma. With an ocular beam and a tentacle. Oh, okay. Probably should not have read that. Aurum and Argentum. Yep, Marla, Garn, and Marla and Hestia are still here. And Jeda is still here. Allows counterattacks regardless of range. Yikes, yeah, that's gonna suck. Kinda sucks they didn't manage to do a whole GBA like variant of his theme. I felt like that could have translated well, but you know. Oh well. Oh well. Anywho. Oh, all 4 Pegasus Knights are gonna be going out on this side. Yeah, this will be a little rough. This might be just the tiniest bit rough. But yeah. Together to the end. No! No, this cannot happen! Falchion seal broken? Foul Milla! Duma is your brother! Would you truly betray your own kin? Stand down, Jeda. Your schemes end here and now! Prepare to pay for your atrocities! Rudolph's worthless spawn. You're both disgusting heretics. How dare you wish harm on Duma? Open your eyes, Jeda. No matter how it pains you, you must see the truth. Duma's gone mad. He brings only suffering to his people now. This is the Divine Dragon's fate. Silence, girl! You know nothing of what you speak. And if suffering is the gods' will, what of it? Without their strength at its foundation, Valencia cannot sustain life. No, you're wrong. It's time for us all to stand on our own feet. To live as free people. Foolish boy, you truly believe such heresy to be possible? It is possible! We've come all this way to prove it. Presumptuous human child. Go on then, prove me wrong! Show me the strength to stand alone! Show me the true limits of man! That's why I brought all the Pegasus Knights. Also, yeah, I should probably give someone the regalia. I barely even seen this world yet. I'm not gonna let you destroy it. I'm glad they still have the quotes. I guess killing one of those spires there. You're gonna pay for what you did to Celica, buddy. You're gonna pay hard. Yep, that's hard. That was a hard thing to hit there. Seraphim! Booyah! I gotta kill those things before they multiply and get out of hand. Defense, thank you. Well, hell, I've come this far. Might as well see the damn thing through to the end, lass. You are the hardest character I think I've ever tried to find a consistent voice for. Oh my goodness. And now you can will Gradivis! I have no deference for one who would wield unjust power over his people. Such a despot is no god of mine! Oh, great Duma. I love this world, and I love Zeke as well. I'm sorry, but I won't allow you to endanger either of them. The greatest of powers is but one mistake away from utter tragedy. We know that all too well, and I refuse to stand aside and watch it happen. Cool. Take out... This world doesn't exist as a plaything for dragons. You said it. Cool. It's our world, and we'll be the ones to shape it. Arcanea and Valencia both. Oh man, that was hard to hit. Anquest! Ugh. It's almost painful to watch. Just how hopelessly ignorant can someone be? I feel ya, Sonia. I feel ya. Lady Blade. This business of relying on gods and so forth all seems quite absurd to me. The creepy man will excuse himself now. I get the feeling my luck ran out the day I got mixed up in all this. But meh, why not? May as well see things through to the end. Good for you. Good for you. I'll take a proud death as my own man over a life kneeling to a mad god. Cool. Cool. Thank you for your support, Clive. This world belongs to all of us. There's plenty of room for open it, but there's no room in it for you. All we're asking is the ability to live as we think best. Is that really so bad? Thank you, Gray. I alone will decide who I choose to worship. But I can promise you one thing. It certainly won't be you. You tell him, Matilda. You tell him. Even without gods, I have my friends. With them, I can survive anything. Cool. Come on, who needs gods when you're as strong as me? I mean, true, but oh my god, your defense. The only thing that's saving you right now is the Draco Shield that I moved off of Forsyth. It's all strength and power with you. If you're that desperate for a show of force, I'll be happy to oblige. Oh boy. Thank you, Hyas. This isn't gonna take too long. Thank you. Another Bow Knight. Oh my god, did I ever get Parthia? Thank you, May. Yeah, it's just Moguls. Just a bunch of Moguls. Okay, just hit with a fire spell. Thank you. Thank you, Claire, for that. Yeah, Jeda's HP was never healed. Ew boy. Okay, so I gotta be careful about like utilizing Dread Fighters around the guy, or just because of like that glitchy crit animation from before. I really am just gonna use like a Taupe and Hyas like tag team for this stuff. Move south. I'm glad you at least still have 8 movements to, you know, push it a little bit. As soon as you get all the more closer, should be able to multiplication's probably gonna happen at some point soon. Oh, Jeda's making a move. Jeda! Oh, jeez. There's a glitch. I already saw this quote, man. You already fought her. You already fought her, man. There we go. You already took out Jeda on her side. Okay, cool. I just oh boy. That was really well. Okay. Bow before Duma's eminence. Kneel before his awesome power. Okay. That's gonna be a critical hit nullified. Please don't. Okay, thank God that did not break the game. Bye-bye!
This cannot be. It mustn't. Lord Duma. My Lord Duma.
Ugh. Oh, jeez. Thank you, Paula, for the level. HP. Yeah. Don't really need to gain much more statage. A new Hyas. Yeah, she has rewarp, so I should be able to move in just fine. I'm gonna start moving in. Please tell me that wasn't a stupid mistake. Rescue your fellow Pegasus Knight. That was not. That was a stupid move. Those bow knights need to be safely, like, you know, lured, so I don't have to worry too much about like advancing with the flyers. Just because with Jeda now gone, I don't have to worry about Moguls like multiplying or just doing anything there. So close. So close now. Fortify. Oh, here come the bow knights. Fortify again. Oh boy. Keep moving, my dread fighters. Okay. Moving to the side there will be just enough to, like, just, avoid having just a complete and utter meltdown there. Alright, there we go. This is gonna be approaching real soon. Now, I kind of wanted to defeat Duma the other way. You know, the other way that never got patched, and that is utilizing Nosferatu with the Saints, just because... Oh. Argentum doesn't get, the boss music, I guess. Cool. I really don't want to trigger Duma. I do not want to trigger Duma. Man. Okay, so where are they positioned now? Okay, yeah, still not gonna move incredibly forward with, just a bunch of Pegasus Knights yet. Even though they're not the ones that got trained up the most anyway, so... Oh yeah, Kamui with Mercurius. Oh, jeez, Medusa, man! Oh, gods. Yeah, of course it had to be Medusa. Medusa, she's staring at you! Ah. If only playing that song right now... If only I could have played that without getting copyright striked. I gotta get rid of Medusa real quick. Thank you for the crit! Okay, that takes care of one threat. In the form of Medusa. Okie dokie. Nice. Still haven't learned warp yet? Nope. Gotta learn invoke and warp. Jesus, man. Yeah, I mean, there's not much game left anyway, so why am I even caring much about that outcome? Oh, Jesus. Well, there's Duma, who cannot hit Tobin, and Tobin cannot damage him. Or he can, it's just... What? I'm so confused. Ouch. Ouchies. Darn bow knights. There we go. Falchion. Please attack with Falchion. Okay. That takes care of the big threats. Okay, start moving towards... You do not have, any magic that could... Grimoire Ring. Magic +5 when worn. Aura. And... Aura. I think it's right, only right that Sonia goes ahead and defeats her sisters. Do you have upheaval? No, you do not. Okay, don't have to worry about, like, those tremors, playing a role in this fight, so, that's cool. I know they put that in, Shadows of Valencia, I think, for him. Oh, jeez, ouch, that would have hurt. That would have hurt. That's no fair. Sonia, why should you be the only one allowed to live as she chooses? Oh god. Claire got really lucky. Claire got really lucky there. Oh my goodness, I was not paying attention to who was on that side. Oh wow, you're on a loop here too. Oh, it seems so obvious now. I should have just lived as I please, like you. I don't understand what just happened. Okay. There we go. Time to banish the other one. Yep. Yep. Still saying the exact same thing. Okay, let's put this thing to bed. Let's put it to bed. And when I mean to bed, where's Faye? What happened to Faye? Where's Faye? Where is she? Oh my goodness, she's all the way over there. Man. Well, it's either gonna be her or whichever one of those two. Oh, sheesh. Goodness gracious, this is a mess. Yeah, I don't think Tobin was supposed to do damage, and did. I don't know. I don't know what the heck happened there. I really don't know what the heck happened there. But, anywho. Yeah. Here we go. Do your thing, What just happened? That power, it's like the one that Jeda used for protection. Duma is using the last of his strength to shield himself. He caused us all enough suffering. I won't let him drag this out. Let's end this, as Milla bade us, trust in Falchion. Yeah, I don't know what the heck happened there. I did use Falchion there, but... Okay, cool. Cool. Swap with her. Because one of these... If it's either gonna be Alm or someone else that is just gonna take him out. Okay. Oh, that is a lot of damage. Yikes. There you are, Faye. Okay. Just don't crit this time, just allow things to just work out as they should. Okay. Do the actual thing, please, that you're supposed to. There we go! There was a custom animation that I knew I needed to, like... Yeah. And that was it. So be it. I leave Valentia's future to you both, her heroes. Take from us what lessons you will, and shape her into a land to remember. Make her strong like Duma, and fill her with Milla's love. Let our grave mistakes be warnings of where not to tread as you lead her forth. Now we shall sleep, and never shall you disturb our slumber. Well, there we go. That's it. The epilogue. At Sophia Castle, finally. Ooh, coronation uniform. Let's go. So this is where you were. Huh? Oh, hey, Celica. You aren't going to be late to your own coronation, are you? No, of course not. I'm just still wrapping my head around sitting on your father's throne. Your throne. None of it feels real. It isn't my throne or that of my father. This isn't Sophia any longer, Alm. It's the one kingdom of Valentia. And you're going to be its first king. You have as much right to it as I. Celica, please don't misunderstand. I don't bear my father any grudge, not now. I just think he was a very sad man. Perhaps if I'd been there with him, I might have helped him change. If I have any regrets, it's that. I know what you mean. Neither of us got the chance to stand by our fathers. If we'd been given the opportunity to learn more about each other, maybe things would have turned out differently for us. Perhaps it was the same for Milla and Duma. I wonder. They'd been fighting for centuries, right? Seems like a lost cause to me. That's a terrible thing to say. Sorry, I didn't mean any disrespect. But they're at peace now, you know? Asleep. Together. Yes, they'll look down over this new Valentia forever from their mountaintop graves. And the trees. Do you know them all? They say that where divine dragons sleep, sacred trees take root and grow. Wow. Must be some trees. In time, yes. They grow for hundreds, even thousands of years. Who can say what Valentia will look like once they've matured? Will man's endeavors continue without the grace and strength of the gods? They won't continue on their own. We have to make it happen. We'll forge a land where we can do just that. All of us, together. That sounds lovely, and you're right. I know we can do it. We can, and we will. I think Mila and Duma gave us one last gift. The strength to trust in our own abilities. Anyway, it's time. Let's go, Celica. Gladly. And so the long war drew to a close. After countless sacrifices, at last, a new peace dawned in Valentia. Was it inexorable fate that saw this conflict erupt? None alive can say. Only one truth is clear. War will come again when man grows proud and slothful once more, and its flames will devour one and all, raging until the very earth itself lies scorched and bare of life. For whatever madness lay in the hearts of gods, our darkness deeper still beats wild in the hearts of man. Oh, that was it. Hyper gamma spaces, yep. Terra Spark, Mac Blustries, yeah. Programming. Yeah, a lot of people worked on this ROM hack, and you know, just because I'm saying this, like, at the end of it, I realize at the end of it all, I'm just one person who has his own opinion of a game. You know, it is not the worst thing, believe me, it's not. For the most part, I think it really does a lot to really add to what Shadows of Valentia didn't. They tried to make Leon more fleshed out. They tried to add a little bit more semblance of just like, you know, story changes to try and suit the GBA engine that they were utilizing. They made generals a little bit more balanced. They tried to make Bone Knights a little bit less powerful by giving Barons the ability to shield from their arrows. You know, these little things, giving support conversations between two characters, adding two more, trying to add a thief character and an axe wielder. Like, all these things were just, like, missing from the original and its remake. And all things considered, they did their best, honestly. They tried to do their best. And I'd say, like, the biggest things that I just, you know, touched on earlier, some of the music choice, and especially that scene where, like, the Jeda masquerading as Conrad, sort of just tried to utilize, well, yeah, I don't know, utilize, like, and intentionally come across as, like, a really negative stereotype of people who do swing that way. And for the most part, like, hey, Leon was already had that problem, I think, in the original game. And just, like, that being his defining trait. What I do believe that they did well with that whole thing was just the idea that Leon could have a heartfelt, you know, conversation with his best guy friend about his lingering crush on him and actually get closure in a more blunt way than in the in the remake itself. Like, it's just, yeah. It just astounds me that, like, there's so many people out there who are dedicated to, like, you know, making something so full of life and just, you know, are willing to dedicate themselves to this craft. But at the same time, I don't know, like, there are some things that could have gone better. I recently watched a review for this particular ROM hack. The review, I believe it was done, like, I'm gonna make sure that I had this correctly. It was like, yeah, I mean, oh dear, I am basically screwing myself over here. I know usually I read these end cards, but, like, it just, yeah, like, a YouTuber by the name of Danny Doyle, I think, I don't know their individual pronouns, so I'm just going to, like, tread on the side of caution and say they, them, but they did a pretty good job explaining, like, a certain perspective of just, like, why someone may not like this ROM hack, but as they stated too, like, they really appreciated the aesthetics, and especially some of the D-Made tracks here, so, like, it was a lot that I would have to agree with on them, and some things that I don't necessarily think are just, like, bad. I think the one thing about that review that I thought was, like, just a little bit limiting was just, you know, this game had always been grind heavy, and so there was, like, a little bit of a bias to, like, not having that chore, and, you know, they tried to address it as best as they could, though, I mean, at the end of the day, like, they professed to not enjoying the grind. And I sort of, like, had my own issues with the grind, too. Especially considering, like, in every instance of the game, like, grinding was a slow trek. Simply because of how experience worked between the different modes, the different difficulties. And so, I think the big issue that I had was just, like, you know, how there was just various different scalings that just did not get patched up already. Like, for example, in my case with the Priestess, for some reason it felt like slower to level a Priestess than it did for the Dread Knight that came after it. Take that into consideration. It's a pain in the butt. Like, that is just bad. That is just really bad. If you're going to be like designing classes, you know, and their experience curves, the least you can do is make sure, like, oh, hey, there's, like, steeper curves for each individual tier class. The lowest of the tiers being tier 0, the villager, gaining lots of experience from every kill they get, as opposed to their tier 3, getting a little experience from killing the same strength of enemy. Like, it's just, I don't know, they could have done a little bit better with balancing that out. Especially with this version. But then again, I don't think I have the most up-to-date version of this game, so my criticisms may not exactly be the most valid there. So but even in this game's form, I thought, all things considered, it was an experience that I was glad to, like, you know, just partake in, simply because I'm one of those rare people that enjoys the act of experience grinding, because for me it's like a bit of a stimming activity to take away from just, you know, the overstimulation that I might have towards, like, other things in my life. And so it really does help to have that whole grinding experience there. Jeez, how many character bios are there? This is what happens when, like, you're someone like me who did not prioritize getting as many supports as he could have. If I had gotten, like, Gray and, you know, Claire together, they would have their own end card. If I got any more people together, they probably would have had their own end card. Like, it's just, oh my goodness. Like, yeah. Oh, poor Jenny. Poor Jenny. The many lives of a Fire Emblem cleric do not take kindly to her. They do not take kindly to her, but... yeah, all the same, I was definitely starting to, like, just trail off a bit at the end of that series, so I'm glad it's over, if only for the sake of just, like, I really need to evaluate just what exactly it is that I want to do on my channel, just so that, if I ever do one of these playthroughs again, like, I'm able to keep with the consistent level of quality and commentary that is just reflective of just an overall, like, decent brand, you know? Like, I could stand to do better with that for sure. Now that I think about it, I could stand to do better with that for sure. I could also stand to, you know, not let my emotions just get the better of me when I'm, like, you know, getting engrossed in a game, especially when it's, like, there's something that I'm criticizing, and it makes me come off in a way that just, I cannot accurately articulate my viewpoints, and yeah, that's sort of, like, one of my biggest fears now since this episode isn't out, but, like, you know, just, and my whole, like, issue with that scene with, you know, fake Conrad and Saber. Like, I really do want to make it clear, the biggest reason why I have such a problem with that is just because when you already have a character that's just trying to live honestly in the form of Leon, I really don't see how good it will be to, like, reinforce stereotypes about individuals. I mean, especially if Jeda was, like, either, like, trying to make Saber uncomfortable to let him go, or what have you. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, it just paints individuals who are, like, you know, who do like men, you know, as, just, like, people like Jeda, when in actuality it's not. Oh yeah, that's right. She was looking to try and find a curse for witches. Ah, Saber. Not a single death. Oh dear, whoops. Accidentally hit my wall there. When you commit to not, like, reading these cards and having to, like, you know, that's probably, like, the best, like, battle and win percentages that I think I've seen of any character. Siren of the Die? What the what? Wait, Akantha took a wife? Let's go! Okay, cool! She's alright, I probably would have realized that she liked women, but I was just so... okay, cool. Oh, jeez, painfully aware of the inadequacy of his magic. Oh my goodness. It wasn't inadequate, Luthier. You did your job well. It's just... you had Delthea to contend with. Oh, there she is. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And even then, she locked away her magic. Like, why did you feel inadequate, man? Ah, Tatiana. We hardly knew ye. Yeah, I mean, Zeke had places to be. Unfortunately, Zeke had places to be. There are so many of these cars. I'm trying to think of how many, like, characters plus the 2 that were added. Like, Shadows of Lynch. I know they had a lot of characters. And of course, Faye was a new character that was added to Shadows of Lynch as well. So it's like, that's a new addition to the original Gaiden cast. So, it's just, oh my goodness. I'm really gonna have to think about, like what I'm going to just, yeah. You know, I think about just like how exactly my channel started out, just because of like all the stuff that's privated on my end. Like the only, I would say, remaining thing from that era of my channel is within that randomized Sacred Stones video, because that whole like 6 years ago, that was real footage that I posted on this channel at one point. And it came from a weird like highlight. And yeah, there it is. There it is. That's the end. I can't recall if this game had like an extra mode unlocked afterwards. I don't think it did. Oh. I guess it does have a math function. Cool. Cool, it does. I didn't realize that. That's cool. And yep, everyone is just, oh my goodness, but it's glitching out like, it's seriously glitching out, man. Oh my goodness. What is up with, okay, I'm gonna go figure out what I'm gonna do next. Thank you all for tuning in. If you liked what you saw, give it a thumbs up. I really do appreciate you all coming and, you know, joining me on this whole journey. I'll see you in the next video, whatever that is. Take care.